I hate to say this, but gold, silver, and Bitcoin are investments of disaster because there's no correlation right now between the price of a stock and the underlying fundamentals. And the reason I said gold, silver, and Bitcoin will crash when the vaccine will come out, I tweeted it's a good thing. Bitcoin boom beating gold and silver. What does that mean? It means you better buy as much as you can now. The train is moving, the dollar is dying, silver is still affordable for everyone. And as the dollar crashes, what counts is not price, but how many coins of gold, silver, or Bitcoin do you own? Since 1974, the US dollar has lost 90% of its value, and people still say to their kids, save money. You've got to be crazy. Yeah, I think the problem isn't the pandemic. The problem is our economic system. And as most of you guys know, on September 17th, 2019, there was a crash in the repo market of the shadow banking system. And then voila, COVID appears in December of 2019. So I was always a little suspicious of it. I'm not saying it's not real, but it was a little too convenient. Something's fishy, and that's kind of my suspicious mindset. So when I started looking into Bitcoin, it was already starting to come up, so I started buying it around 9,000. And today I think it's around 15 or 16,000. I don't know what it is. I don't count that. I just count the number of coins I have. That's it. I hate to say this, but gold, silver, and Bitcoin are investments of disaster. And the reason is I understood what happened when Nixon took the dollar off the gold standard. And so, as you know, most of the pessimist gold guys like me just know you just can't keep printing money. And so this COVID thing is a little suspicious. You know, that old saying is don't fight the Fed. And there is some truth to that. If you had followed that advice in 71, you did okay because the Fed always bailed you out. But that's what I was talking about, September 17th, 2019, that fire in the repo market. You know, they couldn't, and the Fed jumped in and the Treasury jumped in to save the repo market. That's socialism. That's communism. That's central controlled government. So now the economy is controlled by the Fed and the U.S. Treasury. Free market is gone. But the average person has been conditioned to think about paper, fake money, fake dollars. At the same time, they're printing as much money as they possibly can. They give it to their rich friends. They don't give it to us. And then they print it and interest rates keep going down. So in 1974, when I got out of the Marine Corps, if I had $1 million, which I didn't, I could put $1 million in 74 into a savings and loan, a bank, in a certificate of deposit, and they would pay me 15% on my $1 million. So a lot of people made a lot of money. They just put their money into the bank and they're being paid 15% interest. So $1 million back in 74 was worth approximately $150,000. Now it's not a lot of money to retire on, but you could have retired on $150,000 in 1974. Today, I take $1 million into the bank, I might get 2%. If everything was perfect, you don't need gold, silver, and Bitcoin. So I've been collecting silver since I was in 1964 when I found out that silver tinge upon my little dimes and nickels and then dimes and quarters. And I started buying gold in 1972. So this whole thing has been one, as the Marines would say, a gaggle F. It's just really a mess.
Before we continue, help us by smashing that YouTube like button and subscribe now to this channel. This shows the algorithm that you value the information, and it helps us spread this message. Sharing is caring. Please like and subscribe now. Thank you. And now, let's continue.
Buffett is saying the banks aren't going to make it. Because, what happens every single time is when the Fed and the Treasury take over, they don't need commercial banks. They want to go straight from the Treasury to the people, which is PPP, Universal Basic Income, UBI, and MMT. So the Fed is now becoming the banker for the people also. That's centrally controlled economy. So that's why I tweeted, I said, when the vaccine appears and happy days are here again, the real problem has always been the economy. It's been the central bank, the repo market, Wall Street, and U.S. Treasuries. When you look at zero interest rate policies, which we're going to, that's saying we don't want your cash, we don't want your savings. They're forcing mom and pop into the equities market or the bond market or the real estate market. And if you're going to survive into the future, if you're just going to buy, hold, and pray and you're toast, because there's no correlation right now between the price of a stock and the underlying fundamentals. And the reason I said gold, silver, and Bitcoin will crash when the vaccine will come out, I tweeted it's a good thing because it's a buying opportunity, because the problem wasn't the pandemic anyway. The pandemic has always been the underlying repo market, shadow banking system, the Fed, the Treasury, and all those characters. So information is the key for the future. And that's why you've got to be up to date on it every minute, because zero interest rates are saying we don't want your money. That's what it means.
I just save gold and silver.
You don't need Bitcoin.
I don't Bitcoin go investment. I concern the insurance policy against the idiots running the Fed, the Treasury, and Wall Street. And they're a bunch of criminals as far as I'm concerned, because they're printing trillions of dollars at the same time, causing billions of people to go unemployed. Are you nuts? Are you nuts? I mean, I can't, this is like heaven. But I know for people sitting at home, they're going, oh, I've lost my job. I can't pay my mortgage. And I understand, you can't pay the car payments and all this.
Prices of gold, silver, and Bitcoin will crash too. The reason is when markets crash, whether it's stocks, real estate, we call it bonds, people need cash. And so when the markets crash, they have to go to cash, and they'll sell whatever is most liquid. That's the key word. So what gold, silver, and Bitcoin are is liquid, so they'll sell that off too. Now that's bad news if you're holding it long, but it's good news if you're buying more of it. So every crash, it'll come down. And if you're long, if you actually are confident that the government's going to keep screwing up, the government's going to keep printing more and more money, which they will when the pensions will grow.
But the question is, where do you put your money? I started off years ago saying cash is trash, and it's becoming trash. The more that artificial intelligence and technology makes things more efficient, prices should keep coming down, but the Fed keeps pumping it up. And so we have the guys in the middle, the people that, lesson number one in Rich Dad Poor Dad is rich don't work for money. The moment you do that, you're screwed. So it's coming true right now. It really deeply concerns me, especially now that I'm going, oh my God, what I was saying 25 years ago is coming true today. And so that's why people have got to understand what goes on in your head, because that's the future now. The future of money lies in my opinion, crypto or Bitcoin and blockchain. People say, what are you doing? I said, well, just buy it all. I have gold, silver, Bitcoin, Ethereum. Like I said, I'm just betting against my government. That's all I'm doing, the stupidity of them.
I hate to say this, but gold, silver, and Bitcoin are investments of disaster.
What to do in such a situation? Inform yourself and keep your financial education strong. We from the Compact Group offer our loyal subscribers a free educational portal with first-hand monetary, financial, and economic knowledge. Enter our invite-only Insider Club by clicking the link below. You will get access to first-class information far earlier than the rest. We have prepared a special deal for all our members where you can access a giant pool of Robert Kiyosaki's financial wisdom for just $1. To find out more, simply click the link below and join our Insider Club absolutely free. But there is more you can and should do. Build up several streams of income. More and more people realize that they have to take their future in their own hands, but they don't know how and where to start. We from Compact offer our Insider Club members unique opportunities. Strengthen your financial muscle and get the edge. Click the link below. Become part of our free Insider Club. No financial obligations. But there's one important thing you have to know. You have to become active. So do it now. Become active and see you on the other side.